Uncovered. Today, NASA's brilliant black women. Their legacy? Picture the scene. A gleaming rocket pointing defiantly at the heavens. An astronaut strapped in, the hopes of a nation riding on his shoulders. Mission control, a hive of tension, every screen a window into the vast unknown. The stakes? Global supremacy in the Cold War, the very definition of the future. But what if the invisible scaffolding holding up this monumental endeavor, the intricate mathematical bedrock ensuring that astronaut didn't just become a shooting star, but actually returned, was meticulously crafted not by some whirring, room-sized supercomputer, but by the extraordinary minds of a group of African-American women, battling not only the complexities of orbital mechanics, but also the demeaning daily grind of racial and gender discrimination? Forget the crew-cut astronaut heroes for just a moment. We're about to uncover the astonishing, almost deliberately erased saga of NASA's human computers, the brilliant black women whose genius was the unsung propellant of America's race to the stars. Their legacy? It's time it was fully, gloriously uncovered. The late 1950s and early 60s. The Cold War was at its iciest. The Soviet Union had just sucker-punched American pride with Sputnik, the first artificial satellite, a beeping harbinger of Soviet technological prowess. Panic! The space race was on, and America was playing catch-up. NASA, the newly formed National Aeronautics and Space Administration, became the front line in this high-stakes technological war. Failure wasn't an option. And at the heart of this monumental effort was Langley Memorial Aeronautical Laboratory in Hampton, Virginia, a critical hub for aerospace research. Before the advent of powerful digital computers as we know them, the sheer volume of calculations needed for flight trajectories, aeronautical design, and eventually space missions was astronomical. This Herculean task fell to a dedicated, often overlooked workforce: the human computers. These were typically women, meticulously performing complex mathematical equations by hand, with slide rules, mechanical calculators, and sheer brain power. And within this group, at Langley, was a segregated unit known as the West Area Computing Unit, or the Colored Computers. In the deeply segregated South of that era, Jim Crow laws dictated every facet of life. These brilliant African-American women mathematicians worked in separate offices, used separate bathrooms, ate at separate tables in the cafeteria. They were often paid less and had fewer opportunities for promotion than their white counterparts, despite possessing degrees and skills that were utterly indispensable. But within this crucible of prejudice and pressure, diamonds were forged. Enter three such trailblazers whose names deserve to be etched in the annals of not just space exploration, but human endeavor. First, Dorothy Vaughan. She arrived at Langley in 1943, a gifted mathematics teacher. A natural leader, she quickly became the respected, albeit initially unofficial, head of the West Area Computers. Dorothy wasn't just a brilliant mathematician, she was a visionary. Seeing the inexorable rise of electronic computers, those giant IBM mainframes that threatened to make human computers obsolete, she didn't panic. She acted. Dorothy proactively taught herself and her girls, as she called them, the Fortran programming language, transforming them into some of NASA's earliest computer programming experts. She fought tenaciously for her team, demanding equal pay and recognition. In 1949, she was officially promoted to lead the West Area Computers, becoming NASA's first black supervisor. Then there was Mary Jackson. She joined Langley's West Area Computing Unit in 1951. Her sharp mind quickly impressed engineer Kazimierz Czarnecki, and she began working with him in the supersonic pressure tunnel, a 4x4-foot, 60,000 horsepower wind tunnel used for testing aircraft models at near supersonic speeds. Czarnecki, recognizing her talent, encouraged her to enter a training program that would allow her to become a full-fledged engineer. The catch? The required graduate-level math and physics courses were held at the then-segregated, all-white Hampton High School. Mary had to petition the city of Hampton for special permission just to attend these night classes. She won. In 1958, Mary Jackson became NASA's first African-American female engineer. Her career was marked by groundbreaking research, but also by her tireless efforts later on to help other women and minorities advance their careers at NASA, even taking a demotion to do so. And then, the phenomenal Katherine Johnson. Joining Langley in 1953, Katherine was a mathematical prodigy who had graduated high school at 14 and college at 18. Her specialty? Analytic geometry, the mathematics of shapes, paths, and trajectories. Her skills were so extraordinary, so precise, that she was quickly pulled from the West Area pool into the heart of the Flight Research Division, working directly with the male and predominantly white engineers. Her mind was the original trusted GPS for America's space ambitions. Their contributions weren't just helpful, they were absolutely crucial. Katherine Johnson calculated the trajectory for Alan Shepard's Freedom 7 mission in 1961, which made him the first American in space. For John Glenn's historic 1962 orbital mission, the first time an American would orbit the Earth, the stakes were immense. Electronic computers had calculated the flight path, but Glenn, a pragmatic astronaut, was wary. He famously requested that Katherine Johnson personally recheck all the complex calculations by hand. "Get the girl to check the numbers," he reportedly said. "If she says they're good, I'm ready to go." For days, Katherine crunched the numbers, her pencil flying, her mind navigating orbital mechanics with breathtaking precision. Only when she confirmed the computer's output did Glenn feel truly confident. Her calculations were also vital for the Apollo program, including figuring out the rendezvous paths for the Apollo lunar module and command module on their journey to the moon. Dorothy Vaughan and her team were the backbone of countless research projects, providing reliable data day in, day out. Her foresight in mastering electronic computing ensured that when the IBM mainframes arrived, she and many from her West Area unit were not replaced, but became essential programmers and operators, pivotal in the transition to automated computation. Mary Jackson, as an engineer, co-authored numerous research reports on airflow, particularly at supersonic speeds, contributing to the design and safety of more advanced aircraft. All this achieved while battling the relentless, soul-crushing headwinds of a double bind, racism and sexism. They faced daily microaggressions, the indignity of segregated facilities, being overlooked for promotions, their names sometimes left off research reports they had significantly contributed to. They had to fight for access to meetings, for basic respect, for their brilliance to even be acknowledged, let alone celebrated. Their perseverance, their quiet dignity, their unwavering commitment to excellence in the face of such systemic barriers is nothing short of astounding. For decades, their stories, like their contributions, remained largely in the shadows, hidden figures in the grand narrative of the space race. It wasn't until Margot Lee Shetterly's meticulously researched book, Hidden Figures, and the subsequent critically acclaimed film that the world at large finally learned the names and astonishing achievements of Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, and the many other women of the West Area Computing Unit. The impact was profound, a collective gasp of, "How did we not know this?" Their legacy is monumental, a powerful, multifaceted inspiration. For women, for African Americans, for anyone striving in STEM fields, they are titans, proof that genius transcends race and gender. Their story is a stark, uncomfortable reminder of the immense talent that systemic discrimination has historically tried to suppress, and an electrifying example of excellence persisting against all odds. They didn't just calculate flight paths, they charted new trajectories for opportunity. They didn't just break down equations, they broke down barriers. The truth, uncovered today for a new generation, is that their brilliance was never truly hidden from those engineers and astronauts whose lives and missions depended on their flawless calculations. It was the public recognition that was withheld. Their journey from segregated computations to celestial navigations isn't just a chapter in NASA's history. It's an enduring testament to the unstoppable power of intellect, determination, and the human spirit.